Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, is a comedy disguised as a blood-soaked shockorama. It looks superficially like a routine horror movie, a vomitorium designed to separate callow teenagers from their lunch. But look a little closer and you'll realise that the movie is a fairly sophisticated black comedy satire. Level 1 viewers will say it's in bad taste. Level 2 folks like myself will perceive that it is about bad taste. The plot of Evil Dead 2 is that visitors to a cottage in the Michigan woods discover a rare copy of the Book of the Dead and accidentally invoke evil spirits. The spirits run amok, disemboweling and dissecting their victims. The hero Ash, played by the legendary Bruce Campbell, battles manfully with the dreaded supernatural forces, but he is no match for the unspeakably vile creatures in the basement, in the woods, and behind every door. With its much higher budget than Evil Dead 1, the story is told with greater wall-to-wall special effects. Skeletons dance in the moonlight, heads spin on top of bodies, hands go berserk and start attacking their owners. After they are chopped off, they have a life of their own. Heads are clamped into visors and squashed. Blood sprays all over everything. Guts spill, slime spews. If nauseating images of horrific gore are not, as they say, your cup of tea, the odds are good that you'll not have a great time during this movie. On the other hand, if you know it's all special effects, and if you've seen a lot of other great movies and have a sense of humour, you might have a great time watching Evil Dead 2. The movie devours ideas that it begins to repeat itself towards the end, but the first 45 minutes have a kind of manic, inspired genius to them. Consider, for example, the scene where the hero, Ash, severs his own hand from his body, and the hand takes on a life of its own, attacking him. Leave out the blood and the gore and a few of the details, and this entire sequence builds like a tribute to the Three Stooges. Consider the scene where the hero attaches a chainsaw to what's left of his amputated arm, but the director Sam Raimi approaches it as a sly jab at the way Robert De Niro armed himself in Taxi Driver. I'm not suggesting that Evil Dead 2 is fun merely because you can spot the references to other movies. It is because A, the violence and gore are carried to such an extreme that they stop being disgusting and become surrealistic. The movie's timing aims for comedy, not shocks, and the grubby, low-budget intensity of the film gives it a lovable quality that high-tech movies wouldn't have. I know it's my friend Disasterthon's favourite film, and I asked him why he loves it so much. Here's his response.
Anyone who knows me in real life knows Evil Dead 2 is my favourite film. It has been since I've seen it like 10 years ago. I like the first one, but they actually had a budget with the second one. They could be more creative, and this really shone through in the film, and I believe it's Sam Raimi at its best. It's fucking wild. You can tell they had a blast making it, and some of the behind the scenes footage is defo worth a watch. Ash Williams for me is by far my favourite horror protagonist, and possibly the best horror protagonist ever made. He goes from being a quiet loser to a hero with a chainsaw arm, for Christ's sake, like what's not to like? I love the simple setting of the cabin in the woods, and I love the other characters. The Deadites are the best iteration on this film, with Evil Ed and Henrietta coming to mind. This film formed a fandom which is still strong today, which is why they released Ash vs Evil Dead a few years ago, which I also thought was great. It's everything that you want in a film: violence, cool characters, and just overall a good time. So yeah, that's why Evil Dead 2 is my favourite film ever made.
Have you seen Evil Dead 2? What are your thoughts? If you could, can you please like and subscribe? And thank you for watching.